Thanks for joining us on Arc Salt Lake. I'm Brian Schnee. It is Friday evening, January 3rd. Tonight we're taking a look at the weather. Many of us will wake up to snow tomorrow. And with the snow, the latest on avalanche conditions. Plus, I had the chance to speak with the president of hockey operations for Utah Hockey Club, some 2025 resolutions. And a little bit later, we'll hear the firsthand account from a man who helped to recover red fox bones in a Utah cave that are 26,000 years old. We begin with weather, though. Unseasonably warm today. At 5 o'clock, I called it hot. I'm glad I did. Meteorologist Chase Thomason tracking it all here in our first alert forecast. I imagine the change is coming. Chase.
Yeah, it's the warm before the storm, but you're right. If you're going to be close to 60 degrees in January, we're going to call it hot. And we shattered this record by 6 degrees, 52 degrees back in 1934. So it's a very old record. Again, today 58, which is 20 degrees above normal. But yeah, we're less than 12 hours away from the cold front, and those temperatures will likely drop 20 to 25 degrees behind this front. Right now, rain and snow out in California and western Nevada, pushing into central Nevada. So later this evening, we'll see a few showers rolling into Elko, but for tonight, likely staying dry here in Utah. Can't rule out a few sprinkles, but here we go, folks. Significant snow is expected, especially in the mountains of northern and central Utah and for some of our mountain valleys. This winter weather advisory begins at 5 a.m. tomorrow, goes until 11 o'clock in the evening, but we will still see some snow here in the lower valleys. So we're going to keep it cloudy, temperatures near 50 degrees through midnight. And then notice, rain develops at 4 a.m. Then it's going to be a quick changeover to snow with those temperatures dropping into the 30s. Coming up, I'll let you know how long the snow will stick around for the valleys and the mountains. And of course, that snow total forecast coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, Chase, thank you. We'll see you in just a few. Avalanche dangers continue to be high or considerable as the mountains brace for some more snow. This afternoon, we spoke with Greg Gagne, an avalanche forecaster with the Utah Avalanche Center, about what people need to know before they head out to ski or ride this weekend.
Although it hasn't snowed much in the valley, it has snowed a lot in the mountains. Several feet of snow, a lot of water weight behind that. So it's been heavy, dense snow. We've also had a lot of wind. So it's created these elevated avalanche danger. And we sadly have had 2 fatalities as well. And that's just really highlights just how dangerous things have been. Going into this weekend, winds are picking up this afternoon. We're expecting more snow beginning tonight into Saturday. It's going to be a short burst of snow, but we may see 12 to 16 inches of snow in the cottonwoods. And also more snow early this coming week. So I expect that we'll be remaining at an elevated avalanche danger for quite some time. Right now, we are advising people to avoid avalanche terrain. So avalanche terrain are slopes 30 degrees or steeper. And we are telling people to stay off of, out from underneath, and not adjacent to slopes 30 degrees or steeper. If someone has the skills that they can identify avalanche terrain, and they have the necessary rescue gear of beacon, probe, and shovel, and they know how to do this, they know how to practice a rescue, they can enter the backcountry with a relative degree of safety. But if someone doesn't have the skills to identify avalanche terrain, or if they don't have the necessary rescue gear, we're just telling people to avoid the backcountry right now. Have to be patient. You know, we've been waiting for the snow. It's been a slow start to the winter. It finally has arrived, but with it has been this elevated avalanche danger. So we're asking people to just be a little bit more patient. We're going to be having this elevated avalanche danger for quite some time. It's not going to go away. It's not going to go away anytime quickly.
Well, it's been quite an inaugural season for the Utah Hockey Club. The team hovering around 500 after going on some good runs, and just last night snapping a losing streak with a road win in Calgary. Tomorrow they take on the Dallas Stars. I got the chance to talk with the club's president of hockey operations, Chris Armstrong, about the team's hopes for 2025.
Resolutions are something people like to do for the new year. Are there any resolutions on the plate for UHC?
No, I think we've got to stay the course, right? Our whole approach is one day at a time, win each day, one game at a time. Obviously, we would be thrilled to make the playoffs this year. Our goal at the beginning of the year was to stay in contention for as long as we could. and hopefully have a chance coming down the stretch to play meaningful games and find a way into one of those last 2 spots. That remains our objective now. And we've got some ground to cover, but you can't make up all of that ground in one game. You've got to take them one at a time. We've got 2 more important games on this road trip, and then an amazing 7-game homestand at Delta Center, where that's really going to be an opportunity for us to make some hay and take advantage of the longest stretch we've been able to spend at home this entire season.
Hockey at the Delta Center has been done before, but not to the capacity, or I guess the magnitude of maybe a couple times a week, or after a Jazz game the night before. What are you learning about what you need to do at home for a fan experience, for the players, for distinguished guests that come to the games? I imagine it's been a learning process, game in and game out, perhaps.
Yeah, I think every game we get more data around our fan experience, around the experience our players are having visiting teams and their staff are having, our customers, our guests. The great opportunity in your inaugural season is to really lean into that feedback, the opportunity to learn what we're doing well, what we could be doing better, what we need to improve on, what people would like to see more of, and take that and not only try to apply it this season, but also take a more holistic view to what our game presentation and fan experience is going to look longer term. At the end of the day, we want it to feel very unique and emblematic of Utah and the characteristics of our fan base and the way that our team plays the game. Those are the things you're trying to cultivate when you're looking to create a game day experience.
What have you personally learned about the Utah hockey fan or the person going to the Delta Center? I know obviously through your work with Tony Finau, the state of Utah, but on a different capacity, what stands out to you that maybe you have some things that have been new for you since you've been here and have learned about the fans that are now taking in the Utah Hockey Club?
I would say exceptional passion at an extraordinary volume level. We've been so overwhelmed by the amount of support that we've received, not just in the arena, but in the community, how vocal that's been and how gracious fans have been with us at all opportunities to tell us what the team means to them and how excited they are to follow us in our inaugural season. But there's immense loyalty and passion in this fan base, and we feel that, and it definitely motivates us and energizes us.
How important was it to get other guys in here that weren't originally coming from Arizona? You made some pretty quick early moves to get some big names, or guys that have won Stanley Cups, or guys that have been in the league like Bertuzzo, like you mentioned, and play at a high level. How important was it to get those additional building pieces in here to assist the core group that came up on the Delta flight for that first big opening ceremony at the Delta Center back in April?
I think really important in terms of continuing to establish the identity of our team, but more so from a leadership and experience standpoint, right? The opportunity to bring in Stanley Cup winning players and pair them with such exceptionally young and talented players like we're fortunate to have gives them the opportunity to learn from these guys, what it takes, especially going through it with players that have been through it before. I think shortens that learning curve, at least we hope so.
You mentioned the hope for a Stanley Cup. I think that's any team in the league's hope for the end of the year. Is it a combo of time? Is it a combo of additional pieces? Is it one more than the other to make that a reality more than just a goal in the next couple of years?
I think, look, it's an overused term, but it is process driven, right? It's about establishing the right framework for sustained success. And only one team wins the Stanley Cup every year. So you want to become a team that puts yourself in a position to not only get into the playoffs, but push it deep into the playoffs each year in the hope that you'll find some mojo and be able to go on that run that ultimately wins a championship or takes you to the final with that real opportunity to win the Stanley Cup. So what we're trying to build here is sustained success. We want to build a team that's a contender for many years consecutively, not just a one and done run. We really want to build something that's sustainable for the future.
All right, coming up on Arc Salt Lake, he helped discover and recover the bones of a fox dating back to the Ice Age, how long it took him and a team to move the skeleton out of the Uinta Mountains. Okay, time for an ARC opinion. This is really fascinating. Earlier this week, we told you about a 26,000-year-old skeleton of a red fox found inside of a cave in the Uinta Mountains. Our Jim Spiewak spoke with the project's lead organizer about how the discovery came about and the significance of the find. Take a listen.
When you came upon it and you discovered it, what was your initial reaction when you found out what it was and how complete it was?
Well, that came by way of email, actually, the initial part of it, because this skeleton had been known for a number of years, and the Forest Service knew about it because they've been going into the cave for years. And they took a small bone from it that they had dated about 15 years ago. And so Dave Herron, our Forest Service contact, was telling us at lunch one day last spring, I guess it was, about this canid skeleton that had come from White Rocks Cave, but didn't really say much more than that. We assumed it was somebody's dog or even a canid of some type that was maybe a few hundred years old, but we didn't think much of it. But then the next day, he had forwarded us an email about this age that came back from it from 2009, that it was 26,000 years old. And at that point, we thought, wait a second, this is totally different. It's basically an Ice Age animal, not just something from the last couple hundred years. And so that got our attention, and we decided to go up there and collect it. And first seeing it was pretty impressive. We'd seen a photo of it, but to see it laid out there is essentially the entire skeleton, and largely articulated too. And I'm used to working on much older stuff, so this was incredible to see an entire animal just lying there. There were 9 people on the team, and it took us all together from the museum here. It was about a 16-hour day, and 6 hours of that was just in the cave itself, and a little more than 6 of it was just hiking up there. And part of the reason we were so slow compared to the normal trips that go into this cave is that we had to carry a bunch of supplies and equipment and stuff for packing the skeleton up and padding it enough that it wouldn't get broken on the way out. And so we had to haul a bunch of backpacks in there with all this gear. And so it was very slow. I think it took us about 2.5 hours to get back to the skeleton from the entrance to the cave, and then another 2.5 photographing it in place and then collecting it. And then on the way out, it actually only took us an hour, because by that point, we'd figured out how to get us and all our gear through all these obstacles in the cave that took us more than twice as long going in, because we were doing it for the first time. But when we had our system down, we flew out of there in an hour.
When you get to the site and you realize what you got, what is that feeling like for you?
It was one of the most exciting collections I've ever done, purely because of how complete and well preserved and delicate and small this animal is. I'm not used to seeing stuff like that very often, and especially not one that's basically just lying on top of the ground. The animal had decomposed there, but it had not really gotten buried very much at all, and it hadn't washed away. It was just lying there where it had been. And so I'm not used to seeing that, where you can see the entire animal all at once and just pick the bones up. Normally we're battling rock and, seeing parts of bones at a time, and things come out kind of piecemeal. So you don't see the entire thing until you've mapped it all. So seeing an entire animal there, and so delicate and well preserved, it was gorgeous. It was one of my favorite things I've ever done.
Well, the next part of the conversation just doesn't seem as fascinating, but it is important. I think it's
cool.
It's always, that was very cool, and this is cooler than what we've been experiencing. Hey. And of course, a lot of people up there behind you at Brighton,
where the temperature is
enjoying something before they get something more.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult if you are traveling up Big Cottonwood Canyon tomorrow morning. So you're getting some last-minute skiing in where you don't have to really fight the traffic coming down, because it is mild and it is dry. It's been a little breezy, though, at those ski resorts, but still a really nice, fun day with some pretty good visibility. That changes though this weekend. We got a lot of cloud cover, wind, and snow. First alert weather day is out for most of the valleys and mountains of northern Utah. This will be a dynamic cold front that hits us tomorrow morning. And we haven't had a whole lot of valley snowfall, and there's a chance we'll get a little bit of road slush, especially along some of our benches, and definitely some very difficult travel expected in the mountains with some road snow. And again, it will really pile up in the mountains. If you can avoid travel from 5 to 10 o'clock in the morning, that's going to be probably the window of where this storm will likely peak and cause the most issues. Now, right now, look at these temperatures. I mean, we're still in the 50s here in Salt Lake. It is very mild. We don't have those south winds in eastern Utah, so a little bit colder with those temperatures into the 30s. But again, it's going to get quite cold behind the front as temperatures drop at least 20 degrees. So as we roll through the overnight hours, we'll have a little bit of snow out in Nevada. Rain develops early Saturday morning, and then we'll likely see a quick changeover to snow in the valley after 5 or 6 o'clock. This is not widespread for all of northern Utah, but it really does fill in along the I-15 corridor for a couple hours, and it'll be a quick burst of snow. Again, it's not going to really snow the entire day unless you're up in the mountains, but a couple lingering showers possible, especially along some of those east benches and areas north of Salt Lake City. And then the mountain snowfall will begin to wind down by Saturday evening. So here's how much snow you can expect. Not a lot for the valleys, but generally 1 to 3 inches. We might see higher totals again north of Salt Lake and along our benches where we could maybe get 2 to 5 inches. Wasatch back 3 to 7. Lower amounts towards Heber, higher amounts towards Park City. Mountains of northern Utah 8 to 18. Mountains of central Utah 4 to 10. And some of those valleys of central Utah and southwestern Wyoming, not going to get a whole lot, but if you're lucky, you'll get a dusting to an inch or 2. And then we're tracking our next weather maker. There's another one that's going to bring in more snow for the state. Right now, the latest timing is later in the day on Monday for northern Utah. St. George, though, no rain for you this weekend. Temperatures in the 50s, low 50s by Sunday. There is a slight chance for a shower on Tuesday. We're going to be watching that. I think most of it, though, will stay away from St. George, but at least there's a chance. It's going to get a little breezy as those temperatures drop into the low 50s with overnight lows in the 20s. Be nice to get a bigger storm, though, for St. George. First alert weather day for difficult travel tomorrow morning. 39 degrees. So we go from upper 50s to the upper 30s. Sunday, mostly cloudy skies and then a little bit of snow possible. Right now it looks light. Later in the day on Monday could linger into early Tuesday morning. But look at those temperatures drop into the mid 30s. It could get a little windy, especially near those canyons Tuesday into Wednesday. And then by the end of the week, we are seeing mostly sunny skies with temperatures around 40 degrees. And that's a look at your first alert forecast. We'll be right back right after this.
Well, here's an idea if you end up with the snow this weekend. Work smarter, not harder. I take that approach for a lot of things, by the way. Like this guy. Great example from Erie, Pennsylvania. Take a look. A remote control snowplow, complete with a small shovel attachment. He got it as a gift. Also says it's quite fun and actually is pretty useful for clearing the driveway. I don't know if it does a whole lot of movement, but it's basically a snow cat. That thing is cool. Hey, check this out. Staying with the snow theme, a dog owner in Ontario, Canada, caught up with her pup leaping through the deep snow, and it looks kind of cool. Doesn't seem to slow down the pup, though. That thing is a machine. This area has seen some snow squall warnings, even travel advisories. At least someone's enjoying all that snow, huh? Good looking pup. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. We'll see you Monday.